As you can see, my face is not usually looking like this. But we was in a tough fight tonight. Somewhat of a war. Santana's a great fighter. He's tough. He keeps coming. It was a big test for me. So I hope everybody enjoyed it, though. All the fans and everybody in New York. It was an awesome feeling to fight in my own hometown in Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing. It's beautiful. So it's all worth it. This face I got right now, it's all worth it. To be on HBO again, I'm very excited for what I have in the future. There's nobody on the radar as for me to choose, but we don't know. You know, see what Golden Boy has for me, and we'll take it from there.
Any more questions? Go ahead.
Well, for my last fight, I was the underdog with Abregu, and him coming in, he's the underdog. So I knew that feeling. And when you're the underdog, you're gonna be a tougher fighter. You're gonna want it more. I didn't underestimate him though, because I knew what he was gonna come with. So that also helped me. Anybody else?
Anybody else? Anybody else?
Yeah, I executed it. I felt I could have done better, but nobody's perfect. I went in there, I threw my jabs. I moved when I had to. I hit him with some hard punches when I had to as well to exchange. I couldn't just keep moving the whole fight. I had to exchange. It was great. It was great. Paulie Malignaggi's been there, done that.
That was my question.
You know, Paulie, he has been there, done that. He's been on that big stage, you know, and in those big fights. So he knows what to tell me. You know, certain things like coming out to the ring, stay focused. Don't worry about all the flashing lights and all the fans going crazy. I mean, enjoy the moment, but at the same time, make sure you keep your mind on the game plan and on the fight. And it's good having him there.
And you know what? I mean, you sit back and you watch the young athletes come up, the young fighters, the young tomorrow's superstars. And when Ali showed me not just this fight, but fights leading up to this fight, he's getting better every time. And as a guy that pays attention, myself pays attention to who gets better. And some fighters at his stage, at that time, they hit a wall. And when you hit a wall, you got to make a decision. How you get over that wall is important on how your career go the second half, or in some cases, the third half. So I seen Ali make a big step tonight, not only by his performance, but by his patience and his poise, because when things was going a little bit here, he didn't fold, he didn't give in. He continued to use his intelligence and outbox a slugger, a guy that's going to keep coming and try to break your will and anything that you have in your body. And he withheld that. He showed poise, and that to me shows a young guy, a young professional fighter who's learning the sweet science of boxing, where you become that pound for pound, you know, very soon one day. And that's why I want to tell him congratulations. As the promoter, Golden Boy, I want to let him know, from a person that understands the development of who he wants to be or what he wants to be and where he wants to be, that's important to look at everything from the beginning to now. And I just want to let y'all understand that, and I paid attention to it every round. Some mistakes, yes, but I seen some growth and I see some maturity, and that's important, especially at a young fighter where he, you know, he's going through things he never been through or has experienced things that he never experienced. And that, to me, shows me that he's taking that next step to become one of those fighters where you're knocking on the door of superstardom. And that's important in today's where it's so crowded in this division.
Thank you very much, Hopkins. But yeah, in that fight with somebody like Santana, a tough fight like that, to be a special fighter, you got to have it all. You got to have that heart. If I was a fighter without a heart, I would have got ran through that fight. You know, I had to dig in, and that's what I did. I dug in. I'm still learning. I'm still young. And I need fights like this to take me to that next level. So it was a beautiful.
Any more questions? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah, well, I definitely have to set some things up, but sometimes it's hard to always set something up with somebody coming in with that much pressure. You know, and even if you hit him with a great shot, he's still coming. He could take a good shot. You know, if he couldn't take a shot, this fight would be easy. But he could take a punch. So, you know, you got to know what to do when you're in there with somebody that can take a punch and keeps coming. You just got to stay strong, mind-wise, and stick to it. Yeah, definitely learned a lot this fight. Thank you. Thank you.
He's no longer in high school.
He caught me with some good shots, as you can see. My face doesn't lie. But I caught him with some good shots as well. He's not a feather fist. He can punch a little bit. So, yes, there was times where I felt the punches. Not to the point where I was ready to buckle or go down or anything, but I did feel them, I'll tell you that. Anybody else?
I heard Paulie hollering out there. I heard Paulie hollering.
You feel like you're ready for whatever is in store for you, whatever they have next?
Well, you know, in God's will, you know, whatever God has planned for me, I feel like I'm ready. Whatever what my team has for me is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to go for it. I'm excited. I'm thankful. I want to thank God. I want to thank Golden Boy. I want to thank HBO. I want to thank Madison Square Garden to be able to be in an arena like this. So I'm just taking it step by step. You know, I'm grateful, and I'm ready to go.
Any more questions? All right, let's go get iced up, brother.
Thank you.
I just want to, I'm Gary Shaw for the few of you that may not know who I am. I just want to say one thing about the Saddam Ali Chia Santana fight, and I represent Chia. Somebody told me that one of the judges had it a whitewash for Saddam Ali over Chia Santana. Now, I don't know if that's true. I haven't seen the scorecards. But if someone had every round for Saddam Ali, that judge should, at the end of tonight, turn his judging license over and never judge another fight. That fight was anything but a 10-0 fight. I'm not a judge. I lose track myself because I'm too busy watching my fighter and the opponent and what they're doing. But I thought it was an extremely close fight. So let me talk to you about Bryant Jennings, why we're here, what I believe is the promoter we accomplished, and then I'll let Brian speak for himself because he's sure eloquent. A lot of people thought that Bryant Jennings was coming here, A, to pick up a paycheck. That for sure is not true. Or that he was going to get knocked out in rounds 1, 2, or 3. And that was never going to happen. Bryant Jennings came here to Madison Square Garden to fight Klitschko in a fight. And let me tell you what I think that we accomplished tonight. A, we showed that we had a very fan-friendly fighter. A fan-friendly fighter on TV. I believe Bryant made a lot of new fans tonight. I think he also put notice on the heavyweight division that he's a force to be reckoned with. To Klitschko's credit in the ring, he said to Bryant, you're going to be a tough out for any other heavyweight in the division. And we'll fight. We're not retiring. We're not done. This is just the start of Bryant's career. I'm not going to give you a history lesson, but for someone who has fought for a total of 5 or 6 years, total, amateur, professional, everything, to be on Madison Square Garden, on Broadway, on HBO, and to fight Klitschko for all those belts, we're proud of him. We're very proud of him. And I know he's proud of himself. The other thing I want to say before I bring Brian up is that he's an unusual individual in this respect. And I've had the opportunity to have a lot of fighters and win a lot of world titles. And I've also had him on the losing side. So I want you to know losing sucks, period. There's no real good thing about losing. But I don't really believe we lost tonight. I think we gain a lot. But I said this at the other press conferences, and I want to say it, and James Prince is the manager, and JP and I have been on a ride for a long time together with a lot of fighters. But the one thing I can tell you about Jennings that makes him different than any other fighter is the word team. When we call him and we ask him something, he never says yes or no. He always says, let's discuss it as a team. And he said before the fight tonight, we win as a team and we lose as a team. And we are a team. The only Fred Jenkins is the trainer, and I'm missing my partner, Antonio Leonard. I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is. But Antonio has been on the ride with JP and myself. I want to thank Klitschko for taking this fight. They took it because they thought it was an easy fight, but we showed different. And I want to thank personally all the sanctioning bodies, the WBA, the WBO, the IBF, and the IBO for sanctioning, realizing Bryant Jennings is a real fighter. And I hope when you go back to your own countries and you do your next ratings, that you'll remember that Bryant Jennings, this fight, and what he showed. So I'd like to bring up Bryant Jennings, who's probably is a lot better speaker than I am, and probably will not speak with the emotion that I feel right now. So I'd like to bring up our teammate, Bryant Jennings.
Y'all gotta excuse me for texting and stuff like that all on my phone, because you know, my real supporters, they treat me as if, you know, I won because they love me. So win, lose, or draw, they show the same respect. And that's why I show respect to them. So let me finish this text, if you don't mind. Y'all know where I'm coming from, right? All right, there you go. Yeah, this fight does not penetrate my confidence. It does not penetrate anything negative towards my career. You know, there's some people that may be expecting me to, you know, to be, you know, highly upset, you know, down. I ain't down. I ain't upset. This is the sport. And for those that don't understand, when you get in them full squares, it is what it is. And, you know, they have the saying, you know, don't leave it up to the judges. But tonight I fought all 12 rounds, which, of course, I expected to do well, which I did, but not everybody expected me to do well. So I'm hoping I gained some respect, and I know I gained some fans, and I'm not bitter. And like I just told Gary, I'm not bitter, I'm not upset, I'm not mad, but I think that, you know, I really think that I came out with the fight, and you already know what it is. You already know what I'm calling for. Let's do this thing again. Let's do it with a number 2. Because I seen him huffing and puffing. I seen him doing all that, and I brought it to him every single round. And whatever that steel hammer was, it didn't penetrate this unexperienced, too small, very little, bad footwork. I done heard it all. Man, please. I'm happy. I hope everybody in here is happy. If you're Klitschko fans, be happy. If you're my fans, be happy, because I ain't mad. And I just want to say that and get on with the night I got a lot of supporters that's out there that's that's waiting for me. I need to see my people. I've been down for 3 months, and I haven't seen anybody. So thanks everybody for coming, and you already know what it is. And I'm still considering myself the best heavyweight in the world because I just stood in there and I just did my thing, and you already know what it is. Bryant Jennings, baby.
A couple of questions. Yeah. Here, pull this mic.
Oh, this one. Oh, okay, cool. I can sit down. I get a chance to sit down. Before I'm gonna call you right back. I'm in the press conference. You see, I love my people, so I'm on the phone and I'm with y'all. But no, the clinching didn't really bother me. That's what he did, and I adjusted to it, and it didn't necessarily feel like it looked it, when I watched any of his previous fights. So I think I dealt with it pretty good, and I think them body shots was getting off when I was getting clinched. So those are scoring. That's scoring.
Well, I thought from his inexperience and his little time as a fighter, from what I've seen in the ring, I think he did the greatest job that could be done on the greatest guy that we say is the Klitschko. He's been undefeated in his last 9 fights, I believe. And more than 9. And he's been beating up everybody, and he didn't lay a scratch on Bryant Jennings. So it'd be real interesting for a rematch.
Next question.
Bryant, Klitschko said afterwards you didn't give him many chances to land his right hand. What were you doing to take the right hand away from him?
I mean, you absorb it. You absorb the power, and that's something that a veteran only know how to do, not an inexperienced, too small. 220s, that's too light. 15. Answer this question. You guys are in here. Did you see any? I mean, I liked his jab sometime, but it ain't have shit on it, and I ain't censoring this. It ain't have nothing on it. And by looking at this fight, were there anything that literally stuck out and just say, "Wow, so mismatched"?
I will say this, that where I was sitting inside the corral, they thought Klitschko's hand, maybe his right hand, might be hurt because he was never throwing it. But during the interview, Klitschko said, because that question was asked to him by HBO, said that Bryant's style prohibited him from throwing a right hand. Any other questions? Hold on, whoa, calm down. Keith Idle.
I got you next. Don't worry about it, I got you. Go ahead. Do I expect him? That's a little bit too soon. I would hope so. I mean, this is the first time me speaking it. I would want him to. Expecting him to? I don't know about that yet. We have to see his reaction.
Do you feel like it took you a couple rounds to settle down and get into the fight where you wanted?
Yeah, it definitely did. Man, you got to think about it, man. Look. I'm here. I was there. I was in there. You get what I'm saying? And this still is like a dream to me, because it's like I never even imagined to be even accomplishing these things. So it did take me about 3 rounds to kind of like come on, BY, start moving. Come on, get it in there. But at the same time, I always got to be safe. I always got to be careful, and attack at the same time.
I want to introduce one other member of the team that I spoke about before, and that's our attorney, Josh Dubin.
Yeah, no.
Josh is standing there, and Antonio's there, but at the end of the day, that's the team. You're looking at the team. Any other questions?
Brian, it seemed like it was tough to get past the wall.
You really gonna say that?
You had the line to get the number of times.
According to what I've seen Klitschko do in the past, like I say, if how I'm going to say this. If it looked like it felt, or I mean, it didn't feel like it looked, you know, when I actually watched his previous fight. So I don't even think that was, you know, I stayed out there. I chose to be there, you know, in order for him to think he want to set something up. And every time he went for something big, you know, I maneuvered and I got away from it. So that jab didn't set anything up. That wasn't a dominant Klitschko jab. You know, that was something else. You know, the jab was not effective. So please don't say that. Listen, this is the sport, and my rise to the top, it's still on. It's still on, and it don't matter who it is. It's still on, and I'm a very positional fighter. My team is very positional. We don't just fight just to be fighting. We fight to get in position. We're not wasting no time. We going after you know, the best, and that's what we do, and that's what I've been doing my whole career, my whole short career. I didn't even get into the fans. It didn't play a part, not one bit.
Go ahead.
There's, you know, have you ever, not calling you out or not putting you on the spot. No, I get you. So I'm just gonna ask you that question. Have you ever fought? All right, I'm just gonna enlighten you on how it is when you're in there. Things may look like, you know, it's possible from the outside, which it may even be, but, you know, I just wasn't comfortable with, you know, doing things that way, and maybe once I look at the fight and realize, you know, that, you know, that's something that I could have pushed a little more for, you know, to go, you know, and be from the outside and, you know, work my way from the outside. But inside of the fight, I think I felt more comfortable, and I think I was more dominant and more effective applying that pressure.
Dan?
What up, man?
Thank you. Just make sure. Excuse me.
I think I went out there and did what I was supposed to do, and it's actually magnified because of the expectancy level, you know, from everybody else. You know, me doing that was unexpected. So, I mean, even in the loss, they not praise me, but they should be, you know, saluting and showing respect. And that still wasn't even my toughest fight. I swear to God, it wasn't my toughest fight. What was? It was my 11th fight when I fought on 5 days' notice. You know, we got the fight on Tuesday, and then the fight happened on Saturday. It was against Maurice Byarm. I had to push myself to the limit. I was dead tired.
We're going to take one more question. But before we take the question, I just want to tell you, I've been doing this for a lot of years. I've been in boxing since 1970, and that's a long time. And it's been a joyous road and a rocky road and a bottom road. And my wife is sitting back there, and she's been with me. And it's not easy to stay married and to have a home life and to do what we do, because it's hard to leave everything at an office and forget it. Because in boxing, we're 24/7. We care about our fighters. That's why I work with JP and Antonio and Josh, and I think Brian himself would tell you, we care about our fighters. They're not a piece of machinery. They're not a car. They mean something to us. So these losses are deep and really hurt, But we'll take the last question.
Somebody else choose. There's too many.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Can you speak up, please, just a little?
Nah. I have, you know, different styles make fights, and I have a lot of things that I know how to do, and I tried it on Vlad. I think he may have caught me one time when I was trying it, but it wasn't effective. And I know how to do a lot of things, but I'm gonna end this with saying, we had a very good training camp, and I definitely would like to salute and thank to my team, whether I won or lost. I had this speech ready, or this acknowledgement ready to acknowledge every person in my team, which is Gary Shaw, Jay Prince, Fred Jenkins Sr., Fred Jenkins Jr., Edward Jackson, Josh Dubin, Antonio Leonard, everybody, man, from Houston to Philly, we all did a good deed, and we did what we supposed to do, and we coming back, and we gonna do what we got to do, and I'm gonna hold it down. My reign is not stopping, and like I said, it's never penetrated my confidence, and I need people to make sure y'all get on that B.Y. Jennings train, because I'm coming, and I'm going to make it happen, and when I get it, it's going to be a problem, because I ain't letting it go.
We thank you all.
Julius, too. I'm sorry. Julius Goldsmith, too, and Ebony. See, that's why I don't like doing shout-outs, because I know I'm going to be forgetting people. But thank everybody. Have a good night. We out of here.
Paco, make sure you rate us high up. Gilberto, wherever you are, make sure we're high up there watching you guys. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate it.
With 2 doping controls, I had to take my time. So I don't know who else is going to come, but let's get started, because you've been waiting for so long. There's a lot of people going to say some things, but probably most of the questions are going to be for me and to me. I would say probably let's start with the questions.
Was the fight harder than you expected?
I did expect tough challenge. Honestly, Bryant Jennings was really mobile, and it was really tough to hit him. I couldn't find out the key and find the right distance to land punches that I want to land. The punches that I threw, unfortunately, hit the arms and his defense. And I was expecting to get a win, and I was confident saying that I'm going to defend my titles. But unfortunately, I didn't defend it as an impressive way as I usually do it. Or, for example, as my past fight in November with Kubrat Pulev. But Jennings was challenging. He was trying in his own way, and I need to give him respect for that. And I think that there are going to be no questions, even if it was a 12-round fight, who at the end was the winner.
Wladimir, right here. Wladimir, he seemed to be ducking down under your right hand, and you seemed to pull back on the right hand in the later rounds. Is that something that you saw, that he was trying to extend you, reaching with that right hand? Because you seemed to pull back on that later on in the fight.
It was really tough to get into fight. As I said, to tango belongs to, and I believe that the styles make the fight. I've been in this business for a very long time, and I've been, it was my 67th fight. So there were some fights that were more exciting and some other fights that were less exciting. Probably this one belongs to ones that were not as exciting as probably a lot of fans were expecting, or even expectations of myself. But as I said, the win is the win. The Klitschko story continue, and I will do it in a way with hopefully improvement also in my performance, and hopefully the next fight is going to be more exciting than this one.
Back here, Wladimir. Wladimir over here. Straight back, Wladimir.
What do you have to say for all your fans that made that very long trip to see you here?
I think it was a great weekend for the fans from Europe, from Ukraine and Germany and England. They traveled to New York. They spent great time with the great weather at this weekend. And obviously get Madison Square Garden and watch one of the Klitschko fights. I think it was a great weekend. So, as I said, also the win is the win, and I hope they will travel back home satisfied.
Wladimir, congratulations on number 18.
Thank you.
I'm counting. My question for you is: you had basically a sold-out house, almost over 17,000, and it was somewhat competitive at times in the fight. Do you think you did enough for the American audience, both in the arena as well as the folks that were watching on HBO, to say, "Hey, Wladimir needs to fight in the United States more often. We want him back yet again after this performance tonight"?
Well, I would probably say an impressive win with a knockout is going to be a better answer for this question. Obviously, I'm looking forward to be back and fighting here in the States. I need an opponent that is also coming from the States. I think it's something that speaks for itself. I believe, and I told you that before, through all these many years and many title defenses, and I need to impress somebody, and especially with the audience, with my performance. I need to win, and I need to stick to my game plan. And as I said, I wish to win impressively, and the best win is the win by TKO or KO. We didn't see it tonight, but Klitschko's story continues. There's a lot of games in soccer or in American football, and sometimes they're really exciting, some other times not. But as I said, it's important that the Klitschko stories continue.
I have one other question for you, Wladimir. Is Tyson Fury next for you?
I just got the news that it was my free title defense against Bryant Jennings, and now I have to go back to be obligated and defend my titles. I have mandatories. I don't know who is exactly in the line, one of the federations, WBO or WBA, but the way it looks, that Tyson Fury is going to be my next challenger.
There's only one belt missing in your collection. That's the WBC. Dante Wilder has that belt.
That's true. One belt is missing. It was in the Klitschko family, but I never hold the WBC championship. And an unification fight, such a unification fight against Wilder would be fantastic. It's not going to happen as the next fight of mine, because I think Dante needs to defend his title first time after he won it, and probably such fight can happen sometime beginning next year. Or hopefully it's going to happen sometime beginning next year.
What do you think about Tyson Fury as an opponent, and would you be interested in fighting him in a stadium in England?
I'm sorry?
What do you think about Tyson Fury as an opponent, and would you be interested in fighting him in England in a big stadium fight?
Well, obviously, fight with Tyson Fury is not going to be in the United States. He's British, and I think this fight needs to happen in Europe. It's a good European fight, and as a champion of the world, you travel and you fight in different places. And I know that he's also WBA mandatory, and obviously that's something that I have to do to defend my title, and I mean WBA title in this case. And then with Fury fighting in Germany or fighting in Great Britain, that's something that we need to figure out. Where the location of the fight is going to happen, I don't know yet. But that's what we need to work on in the next weeks and days.
Go ahead. Jennings said earlier he would love a rematch. Would you take him up on that if the occasion arises?
I don't think there's a chance for rematch, because this fight was not really competitive enough for a rematch. There is no drama, and I don't think that rematch will be happening.
Wladimir, you're 39. You've said that you feel young. You can keep on doing this. But what is your end goal? How long do you feel you want to keep on doing this, and why?
I've learned to make the decisions how long I'm going to fight, and it's going from fight to fight. As long as I'm healthy and as long as I have great motivation, which I knock on wood do have, I will continue. I don't feel my age in this case. I've heard it a lot, but age is just the number. It depends on your lifestyle. And I just talked to Bernard Hopkins and asked him this question: what's the secret do you sleep in the fridge, or what? How do you do it? Because you're an alien, and with 49 and being so top fit. And he said, that's just lifestyle. And I've been not burning myself when I was younger, and whatever I didn't burn when I was in younger age, it lasts really long, and I'm using it now. And I think that healthy lifestyle obviously gives you good health and motivation. So I do have healthy lifestyle. I'm enjoying performing, and I'm enjoying getting ready, and I will continue that as long as I can.
Wladimir. Thanks, Jonathan Banks. What would you want Klitschko to do more in this fight with Jennings? What would you want him to do more in this fight that he did not do in this fight?
Well, it's not so much what he did not do, what's so much of what his competitor wasn't coming to do. I mean, I think as Jennings, once again, Jennings is a tough competitor. He's a mandatory by the WC for a reason, and I think he's a very good fighter. But at the same time, when he's coming to Wladimir, he's coming ducking under him. He wasn't so offensive today. Usually Jennings he's usually offensive, throws a lot of punches. Today he wasn't doing that. He wasn't committing to a lot of punches as he normally would.
Wladimir, congratulations on the win right here on the front. Thank you. Congratulations on the win. 2 questions. Number 1, did you agree with the point deduction? Number 2, one of the scorecards had it 118, 109. It's a very large margin. Not everyone agrees with that. What is your thought on that scoring?
Well, point deduction, I'm not going to complain. Whatever the judge, in this case the referee, decided to do, that's his call, and I think that's a good question for him. I believe when you have size difference, as Jennings and myself, and I've seen that in Perez fight when Jennings was fighting Perez. He was actually taller than Perez, but he was getting under Perez for some reason. So it's something that, with a size difference could happen, and that's the referee's call and his job. I was doing my job. Ask him for that. And whatever the points were given, that's not my business. That's business of the judges, and I think one more time it's a good question for them.
Shannon Briggs has been a thorn in your side for quite some time. Shannon Briggs has been a thorn in your side for quite some time. How do you feel about his antics, and would you consider fighting him at some point?
Well, we need to save Shannon Briggs from Shannon Briggs. He is getting himself in trouble. He need to remember when he was fighting Vitaly what happened. So I hope he's really aware of what he's actually doing with his provocations and trying to get a ring with me. In such fight is going to happen. It's not going to be Bryant Jennings Klitschko fight, so it's going to be a little different. And as for now, he's not mandatory. As for now, Shannon Briggs is out there. Why is he not here tonight? I'm actually surprised. Oh, well, it's. Obviously, I'm finding it funny too. Until it's getting really over the edge, and somebody following in the restaurant, or especially in the water, which was not funny. We can laugh about it, but chasing me with a speedboat while I was paddleboarding, and just taking the videos that were less dangerous. Trust me, there was situations where it was not funny. Just passing by myself on the board with high speed on a speedboat is not funny. It's just ridiculously bad, and I hope we just really can save Shannon Briggs from Shannon Briggs before he does any stupid mistakes.
Any more questions?
Do you want to give the mic?
Go ahead. I'll get next.
First of all, congratulations. You talked about a tango. There are always 2 for the tango. Why was Jennings not the real partner for this tango dance?
Well, he was trying to. He was absolutely fighter that deserved to get this fight. styles makes it all either exciting or not. I mean, through the years I've learned it, and today was a fight that was really challenging for me. I couldn't place my punches the way I used to, or the way I could. Sometimes it's just not working the way it's supposed to work. But I can explain the reasons, and I think it has to do with the fighting style of Jennings. He hasn't been hit much in the past 19 fights that he had. Today was his 20th fight. That means he has a really good feeling for punches. His defense is good. His arms are long when he's covering himself. His forearms are so long that it's like a shield. So it's it was challenging for me. I mean, I could have done it better. I have to blame myself for that as well. But I tried, and I also don't want to engage in the fight and do the fight in a close distance that he was hoping to, because that's where he was comfortable with. And I think I can talk about it a lot, or Jennings, but you've seen it all with your own eyes, and you know, I couldn't engage in the fight and couldn't knock the person out.
Champ, with each defense, you get closer to Joe Louis's record. And I know you've said in the past you don't like to think about records, but as you get closer to that record, does it become more important to you? Is it something that you think about with each defense?
You're still asking me these questions, and I'm still answering the same. Those guys are icons for me. I'm afraid to talk about breaking Joe Louis' record because I respect this guy so much, and I'm still looking up to him. And what he's done in boxing is probably impossible to break. What was that, 18 title defense? Was it 18?
Yes, 18.
Yeah, 18. I'm not even counting, I'm sorry. You know, it's just, there's another 7 title defenses. I mean, we're talking about years, and we're talking about so many fights, and who knows what could happen. I mean, there's so much could happen in the ring. So I'm not looking forward to break it. When that's going to be 24th title defense, and then we're going to look up to 25. Let's talk about it. But as for now, I think it doesn't make sense.
Okay. Champion, how do you rank yourself in boxing history? Yourself, because Jennings just left saying, I'm the best, I'm champion of the world. So at this point, how do you rank yourself?
Well, I'm not going to rank myself. You guys rank me. You can give me your judgment, where you see myself in history, or how you find my style boring or exciting. That's your job. I'm enjoying to be a professional athlete, I'm enjoying to be a champion. I'm enjoying to fight at Madison Square Garden. I have main event. I'm enjoying my stage. I'm pleased with your questions, and I'm pleased with your attention. And I hope I can give you as much excitement back as I can. That's your judgment, not mine. I will take a step back and just enjoy the ride. That's what I've done the past years, and that's what I'm going to do in the future as well. I want to use, thank you for the question, I want to use also this chance and say thank you so much to Madison Square Garden for being so supportive, to all the media outlets. It was such easy promotion because all of you wanted to promote this fight, all of you were looking forward to this fight, all of you were waiting for such a long time, me being finished with doping control. I just want to say thank you. I hope to see you back here in the States, maybe invite you, come over to Europe and watch me fight there, in this case now with Tyson Fury. And we talked about Wilder and the unification fight. Who knows if our way is going to cross and Deontay is going to defend his title well sometime in summer. And then we're going to see each other again here on the U.S. soil, and I'll be pleased to fight here back in the United States. Thank you so much for all your questions and attention.